What's up, you guys? It's Cassidy. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm really excited because I've gotten a lot of requests to do this eye makeup, and I am going very in-depth with what I do in this eye makeup. I love this look because I feel like it's super youthful. It makes me have like doll eyes kind of effect, like very bright-eyed and youthful look, and I feel like that just reminds me a lot of spring. So this is my take on a beautiful, glamorous, youthful, and bright-eyed spring makeup look. Can that be any longer? I don't know. Maybe I can throw a few more words in there, but that's what I'm sticking to right now. Anytime I wear it, I get so many compliments, and I do feel like it just kind of brightens up my eyes, opens them up, and calls for a really glamorous spring look. So if you guys want to know how I get this look, what products I use, it's actually way more simple than it looks, so it'll be easy for you guys to follow along. As always, before we get into the video, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up for spring and warmer weather. I really need that. I really need that in my life right now. Comment down below if you guys like this look, or if you want to see any other makeup tutorials. Of course, shoot that in the comments. And while you're down there, might as well subscribe, of course, because I'll love you forever if you do. But other than that, we can just jump right into this very youthful spring eye makeup look. So this eyeshadow look is actually fairly easy. So I only use two palettes. The first one is the Tartelette In Bloom palette, and the second one is the ColourPop Yes Please palette. I literally only use one color from this palette, which you guys will see. But I'm first going to start out with this one. This is just like such a good staple palette. If you guys are into neutrals and you just want something where you have every neutral color, shimmering, mattes, just everything you could ever need for a neutral girl, I highly recommend this palette. I already have my eyelids prepped and my eyebrows filled in. I prepped my eyelids with Urban Decay Primer Potion in Eden, and now I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. This is the shade Smarty Pants, and it's just a nice neutral brown color. This palette does have a lot of fallout, but it's not something that bothers me. So what I do is I just take that color on a fluffy brush and just blend that messily into my crease. I am not too precise with this at all. You guys know when it comes to my transition color, I just like smack it on there. Just no F's given. This is the color that's going to really lay the base down for the rest of the eye look, and it's going to help everything else look more blended. Nice and smooth on there. Absolutely no harsh edges. How many times have you guys heard that in a tutorial? I like to take breaks in between blending to sip on some coffee. This is a really stressful job, you know? Also, like, what? I just wish my body didn't love coffee as much as it does. I know a lot of people that think coffee breath is really gross, but I actually really like coffee breath. Is that weird? I just like the smell of coffee, so I feel like coffee breath doesn't bother me that much. Like, it just makes me want to drink more coffee when I smell coffee breath. That sounds bad. Okay, so the next color that I'm using is called Rebel, and it's this really, it's kind of like a reddish brown, if that makes sense. I just really love the tone of this one. It's a matte shade, and I picked that up on a Real Techniques 217 brush, so it's a blending brush, but it's a little bit smaller than the Sigma E40 that I used before this. So I just take a little bit of that on there. These eyeshadows are really pigmented, so I never have to be like too heavy-handed with it. And when I put this on, I just kind of pack it on that outer corner and just like move my brush in little circular motions right there, just slowly trying to build it up. Since this is a darker color than the one before, I'm a little bit more precise with it. So I kind of just keep that on the outer edge at first, and then once I like the way that's blended out on the outer corner, I kind of slowly start to drag it into my crease up here, but very slightly. I'm not moving the brush all over the place. I'm just like slightly dragging it in towards the crease. you should have something like that. I love placing that transition color down first because you can see how nicely it blends. Like this was the darker color right here, and then you can see how the darker color faded into that original transition color that I put, and it just made the blending process so much easier. So I say if you're trying to get like a smoky eye or just like even a neutral light smoky eye, always build up the color no matter what colors you're working with. Just always try to start light and then blend into the darker colors. And it just helps out with a smoother blending process. Okay, and that's that. Now I'm gonna move on to the lid colors. So for my lid colors, I always like to use a flatter brush, and today I'm going in with a Sigma F70, which is actually a concealer brush, but I like how it's really flat, so it lets me pack on the color the way I want to. And now we're gonna go in with the only shade that we're using from the ColourPop palette, and I'm going in with this one right here, which is called Bling. It's a beautiful shimmery cranberry color. And then I just take my brush and I only put that on the outer corner of my lid. So you can see how pigmented this eyeshadow is. So I really just try to keep that control only in this second half of my lid. And you'll see that once I finish off the first half, how it creates like a really nice transition and beautiful dimension to this eye look. Making sure to leave this front half of the lid completely empty for that next color that I'm going in for. Same thing on this eye. Now I'm going in with this beautiful champagne shimmery shade right here, and this is the shade Funny Girl, back from the Tartelette in Bloom palette. And I take the other side of that brush and I pick that up there. Just get it nice and saturated on there. And then that's what I use to fill in the first half of my eye. Now, what I like about how I put the cranberry color on is I kind of extend it a little bit more from where I want it, because I want these two to overlap. That way they can just like blend a little bit nicely, and it looks like they're just smoothing into each other instead of like a harsh line in between the two. So I just overlap them to help them blend together. I just help them become one. And the same thing on the other eye. Look how beautiful that shade is. It's like so pigmented and just the perfect shade of champagne. I'm obsessed with it. So lid colors are packed on, but they sometimes tend to leave like harsh lines after using that flat brush. So I just take the Real Techniques 217 smaller blending brush, and I just use the very tip of it, like kind of barely touching my eye, to just work at those edges of the lid colors just a tiny bit. They honestly don't even need that much blending. You don't have to be too hard with it at all. So I like to just very lightly go over the edges, and it completely wipes away the harsh lines. Super light. Now to make the outer corner just a touch deeper, I take literally just a dot like that of this dark brown color, which is called Leader, and then I just push that right on the most outer edge, not trying to cover the cranberry color too much, but just keeping it right on the outer corner and just like pushing it upwards into the crease. And that just creates a little bit more definition. As you can see, it makes this look a little bit deeper than this one. So it's just like the slightest little touch, and then just going right into that outer corner, just pressing it in there to get that completed definition. The very last thing I do is take another flat brush, and I'm picking up this matte beige shade. It's called Charmer, and I just use that to slightly highlight my brow bone. It's not going to make a huge difference because I don't want like a dramatic shimmery highlight on my brow bone, but I do want my brow to look a little bit more lifted, and this kind of just helps clean up the entire look. And once that's on, I go in for one last blend in the crease using my bigger fluffy blending brush. I'm not bringing it too low, I'm just kind of trying to mesh that brow bone highlight with the crease. Now I go in with some mascara on my top lashes, and I'm just gonna coat my lashes with that, but I'm also going in with some falsies. Alright you guys, so I'm gonna finish the rest of my face, and then I'll come back to you when I'm ready to finish off my lower lash line. Okay you guys, so I finished the rest of my face and my lashes are on. Now these lashes, I got my makeup done at a photo shoot recently and the makeup artist put these lashes on me and I actually just took them home with me because they were on my face. But I don't know the name of them and I don't know what brand they are. But basically they're just the lashes that are really spiky and have like big gaps in between them. So they look super spiky and super full. And I love wearing these with this particular look because it gives me like a very doll-eyed kind of like wide-eyed, fresh face, fresh eye kind of look, if that makes sense. So now to finish off the lower lash line, I go in with a nude liner on my waterline and I am using Pretty Vulgar's liner in Blank Page and it's just a really pigmented, creamy nude liner. So I just line my eyes with that. Lining my eyes with a nude liner really just opens things up even more. These two brushes right here are by EcoTools and they are my favorite brushes of all time for my lower lash line. I have the liner smudge brush, which is really small to just like pack color right under there, and then this is the accent shadow brush, which is a little bit bigger to really like help blend things out on my lower lash line. And I just love these two so much. They're perfect detailer brushes when you want to be a little bit more precise with eyeshadow. So I first go in with the accent shadow brush and I pick up the shade Smarty Pants that I put on my crease and I just brush that on my lower lash line here. I like to make sure that that first color is nice and blended out. Challenge of my lifetime is to do anything on my lower lash line without making this face. And then I take the smaller one, which is the liner smudge brush, and I pick up the second darkest shade, which is Rebel, from this palette that I also have in my crease, and I just keep that a little bit tighter and closer to the outer edge of my eye. And I use this shadow to create more definition, not really to smoke it out or anything like that. So I'm a little bit more precise with where I put this one. And then I can just hit my bottom lashes with some mascara. If I didn't mention this before, I'm using Maybelline's Total Temptation mascara, which smells amazing, like coconut, and it's so good. It just really, really volumizes my lashes because my lashes aren't that thick, so I like a really volumizing mascara. And that is this completed eye look. We are done with this makeup. So here's the eye makeup nice and up close so you guys get a good idea of what this looks like. Super pretty, glam, fresh looking eye makeup, and every time I wear this look I get so many compliments. I just love it. Alright you guys, so we're done with this eye makeup. I quickly want to mention, because I feel like I'm going to get questions, the lip that I'm wearing. I have Urban Decay's lip liner in Uptight, lined my lips with that, and then I throw on my favorite gloss of all time, which is Classic Nude by Flower Beauty. I love this combo. So good. So that is this completed look. I really hope this eye makeup gets you guys in the mood for spring and warmer weather because those are the vibes that I'm trying to give out. Even though it just finished snowing in New York, I'm still trying to stick to the spring vibe. I really hope you guys enjoyed this makeup tutorial. Let me know if you try this eye look at home, how it goes for you. If you have any questions, as always, leave it in the comments below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe because you know how much it means to me from the bottom of my heart. I love you guys so, so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!